So I'm leaving work. It's dark, so you can just see the AC, HVAC control on my truck while I talk. But I've just been sent a video, I believe it was in Canberra, or however y'all pronounce that, where they set fire to the Parliament House. And my message as an American to Australians is, if you are unaware of what happened in the United States on January 6th, which was when Donald Trump had planned a massive protest against our election results, with the hopes of the Senate having a 10-day hearing investigating the anomalies in our election. That was thwarted by motherfuckers breaking into the United States Capitol and giving the government an excuse to say there was a violent insurrection. Okay, so I have seen the only X factor here is that it was the Aboriginals that did it, and not, Joe Smith, the white Australian, European-looking white supremacist guy they can blame that shit on. So if the Aboriginal people are the ones that did this, then, to be honest, I don't know how within y'all's racial division context psyop in Australia, how they're going to spin that. I can't say that, but I can say I would look into, in the next few days, there will be videos of, from people that were standing there closer, showing possibly how the fire started. If you get that, I would investigate that thoroughly and make sure that you're right. But if you can find out who started it, look into their background and see what ties they have. And then I would look up a guy named Ray Epps and how that fits into the January 6th event, because people here believe he may have been an informant because he's not indicted, yet there's videos of him saying we should all go into the Capitol and attack the Capitol. So it's very odd that someone that is on video saying that wouldn't get in trouble when random people dumbasses that walked into the Capitol with the police holding the door open are going to jail. But this guy that's on video saying we need to go inside is not indicted. So I would look for the same kind of pattern of events happening with this event with the Parliament building being set on fire, just as a journalist to investigate it. I'm not saying that's what happened, but I'm saying it's worthwhile looking to see if there's any evidence suggesting that. Because if there is, then we know what the next phase with Australia is. Once they've lost their moral authority with mandating the medical procedure, now that they're paying out money to people that are injured by their medical procedure, so long as you fit the criteria, which is kind of ridiculous, saying that you have to spend the night in the hospital to get paid out, even though they're admitting your condition was caused by the thing they made you take. But look into that. Look into all of this. But no one needs to celebrate this thing that's happened. No one needs to say that there needs to be more of it, because since you're against the mandates, they're not going to treat you the same as they would if you were burning down a building for social justice. That's just the reality of it. If those of you in Australia that are not fully versed on the particular events that happened in the United States in 2020 in the name of the whole George Floyd thing and the riots that we had and how the psyops were used on us, I would suggest you get a brief, crash course in that shit to understand that if you're on one side, you can attack the system and it's condoned, but if you're on another side, you can attack the system and it's not. So the only X factor here that I can't predict is, since the Aboriginals did it, in our context, it would be like if Black Lives Matter attacked a facility or building or governmental entity because, let's say, they didn't like that black people are being denied entry into buildings because they are statistically less likely to be vaccinated based on the system's own data. It would be something like that. So our media wouldn't be able to spin it as easily as if it was like, Jimmy Joe Bob White Boy that did it. So we'll see how it plays out. But I would imagine they can still parlay this into anyone who disagrees with being forced into a medical procedure is a domestic fucking terrorist, because that's pretty much the story in the United States. So, Australia, you need to really understand how this shit's gonna play out. Like, pay attention, do not play into it. The only thing that's gonna defeat these people is non-violent, non-compliance, civil disobedience, but you cannot attack the government. You cannot burn down things. All that is that's giving them more power, like they're the pink slime in the Ghostbusters movie. If you cuss at it, hate it, it gets more power. If you're nice to it, it weakens. Do not attack the government. Do not burn shit down.